Check it out one time.
Yeah, I'm winning. Nothing in my way, never slow down. I done made mistakes, but that's old now. Only better days I can show now. Now it's time. Yeah, I'm winning. Waiting on this day for a long time. They congratulate for the show now. Nothing in my way, only welcome to the winner's circle.
Hello, welcome to the Winner's Circle. I'm your host, Dr. Yolanda Gamble, and I'm so happy that you're with us on today. Let me just tell you right now, we are going to empower you with the knowledge you need to succeed. I have special guests today who is going to really be a bridge for many of you when it comes to educating you. This powerful woman that you're going to meet in just a moment is a bridge between generations, and certainly a trailblazer, an entrepreneur, a woman of great success, a woman with a mission and an assignment, and not only for her own family, but for our nation, the United States at large. And I'm just so happy to introduce to you Miss Opal Lee. Yes, she's the woman, many of you can remember, who walked across America with the initiative of Juneteenth, and to make that a national holiday. And I believe that is the time when the slave experienced emancipation and freedom from slavery. And so this woman has certainly been the lead and the head as she has addressed presidents down through the years, and to make sure that they understand the importance and the need to recognize Black people in America at a whole in national level. This will be so powerful. And so I want you to meet my guest. I don't want to do a lot of talking because you want to see her too. She's been a guest on CNN just recently, and she has a lot to say. So I'm just going to turn this attention now to Miss Opal Lee. Will you please welcome her with me? Thank you so very much. Miss Opal Lee, God bless you today. How are you doing?
Real good, and I'm delighted to be with you, Dr. Gamble.
Thank you so very much. And as we're looking at this beautiful woman of grace, I will not share her age, but she is what?
93, and a birthday in October, I'll be 94.
93, and we'll be 94. Today, I was talking with her daughter, and she said that here it is, Juneteenth. This is Juneteenth. This is June the 19th, 2020, and she actually walked 2 miles with a community of people right here in Fort Worth, Texas, her hometown. And as you can see, right behind her is her mission. It's her initiative, Juneteenth, a national holiday. Yes. And people all over our nation walked with her unanimously with hashtag Opal's Walk 20C. Is that right? Did I get it?
2DC.
2DC. Okay, I didn't see that part. But they walked all over. And so we're really excited about that. Miss Opal, how was that experience for you at 93 years old, walking with so many people today?
I tell you that I was overwhelmed.
Were you?
I hardly expected that many people, and we tried so hard to keep the distancing thing going,
yes, social distancing.
But people weren't really paying much attention.
Yes.
And 2.5 miles, and it was overcast, which was nice. We didn't have a lot of sun, and I had an umbrella.
Ooh.
And I made it 2.5 miles to symbolize that slaves didn't know they were free for 2.5 years after the emancipation.
That's so true.
So I finally made it, and I sat down and I greeted every car that passed, and there were hundreds of them that passed. I was grateful. And so we're building momentum to make Juneteenth a national holiday.
Yes. Miss Opal, I met you 3 years ago, and your mission was just as strong then as it is today. You have not lost any momentum at all. And as we were sharing a little bit earlier, just talking between ourselves, is that the message has been the same, right? It has been the same for many years. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been associated with the Juneteenth festivals for over 40 years.
40 years, wow.
And back in September, the 1st of September 2016, I just sort of got an itch of some kind.
Ah.
And I gathered some friends, my pastor, the musicians from the church, and our county commissioner. There was a school board member, and I told them I felt like if I walked from Fort Worth to Washington, D.C., people would take notice, and I'd be making them aware that Juneteenth needs to be a national holiday.
Yes.
And so I left the steps of the church. I did 2.5 miles that afternoon, and the next morning I got up and started where I left off, 2.5 miles, both morning and evening until I passed Dallas and Box Springs and Joppa.
Wow.
Well, it's 1,400 miles to Washington, and I was headed in that direction, but my team said, no, you'll only go where you were invited.
Yes.
And where they have Juneteenth celebrations. Because we had been offered an RV, but the fellow reneged. He decided that what we were doing was too political. So we never got the RV. And I had invitations all over these United States. I went to Shreveport and Texarkana, Little Rock, Fort Smith, Denver, Colorado, Colorado Springs. I went to Detroit and Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I was in Atlanta and down at the Carolinas and in Virginia, 20 cities altogether. And I got to Washington the 10th of January, 2017. We had asked President Obama to walk with us from the Frederick Douglass House to the Capitol, but he was in Chicago. I didn't get what I wanted, but I've never given up. We are going to have Juneteenth, a national holiday.
I believe it. And you know, when you spoke to me about Juneteenth and your initiative and your mission, I have to say, I believed you. I believed you. I believed that it was a prophecy. I'm telling our guests today, it was prophetic for Juneteenth to become a holiday. We know we support the Martin Luther King Day, but the real holiday for the slaves have been Juneteenth.
That's true.
That is the real holiday that we all as Black people should be focusing on and celebrating at this time. Do you agree?
I do agree.
Yes.
But I also would like people to understand that slaves didn't free themselves.
Yes.
That it took the Quakers and the Underground Railroad.
That's right.
It took Lord Garrison and Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and Frederick Douglass and John Brown and so many others to free slaves.
Yes.
And so we need to embrace that. We need, like you see the those who are protesting, they're not all Black.
They're not.
So I'm saying we need to embrace the fact that there were all nationalities, and I keep saying over and over that we should celebrate Juneteenth from the 19th to the 4th of July.
Yes.
Because slaves weren't free on the 4th of July. And so many things could be done in that stretch of time.
Yes.
We could address the disparities in the education system and in that prison thing that just chews our people up. They even have it figured out by the time a kid's 8 years old, 3rd grade, he's already slated to be in that pipe, going to prison.
Yes.
We need to address the health system. and the job disparity and the homelessness. There's so many things we need to get together and do something about. And I see Juneteenth as that catalyst.
I believe it with all my heart, and I believe it with you that Juneteenth is that catalyst to bring all nations of people and all kinds, colors, and creeds together for this one purpose. And I'm just so happy that many of you are watching on today, because you're finally, for some of you that didn't know anything about Juneteenth, you're getting educated today. This is good news, because now you can grow not only in knowledge, but you can be a part of something significant. It doesn't matter whether or not you're black or white or other color or other nations of people. All of us are fitly joined together in this earth. All of us have the breath of life that God has given us, and we thank him for that. So therefore, we can unify ourselves as a human race. And I thank you so much, Miss Opal. What a powerful job you're doing. And just like I said, beyond the Fort Worth area, which you've made such a tremendous impact on the lives of poverty, on the lives of just the influences of our colleges. And even you have, I just remember this, you have a farm that has been planted right here in Fort Worth. That is another initiative. Will you tell us about that?
Well, I'm responsible for a food bank in the neighborhood that services some 500 families a day.
Wow.
And so I polled some of the people standing in line, and 66 of them said they were willing to farm. I asked the water district, and they gave me the use of 13 acres of land on the Trinity River. And we've been producing some of the best crops and going to market. It is just stupendous what is happening out there. Mind you, the reason for that farm, I polled these people who said they were willing to farm, and we sort of wanted to work with the people who'd been incarcerated and couldn't find a job, pay them a living wage. And when they opt out of the program, they would have, say, some certification from one of the colleges in the area. I'm putting my bet on Paul Quinn College, because that president took his football field, and he's been raising produce for years. And one of his best customers are the Cowboys. So I wanted certification from a college that says, this man has completed this and he's a farmer, or this man has completed it and he knows to get produce to the market, or all kinds of things associated with farming. They would have some marketable skill in doing it.
Some marketable skill is so very important, especially when you're coming out of the prison system. And many people cannot find jobs. And this is what's so powerful about you, Miss Opal, is that you always you're a forerunner. You have foresight. God has given you amazing vision to see the needs and how you can turn those needs around with solutions, real workable solutions. And as many of you have seen and heard, even today, she's a solutionist. And she's helping people who have these disparities, who are experiencing these struggles in life, and helping them get on their feet and see and experience hope. It's such a wonderful, powerful thing that you're doing. But I want to slip in here really quickly, because I see something on my screen here, and it's called Juneteenth, A Children's Story. And it has your name on it, written by Opal Lee. Tell us about your book.
In the educational system, they don't tell the truth. They don't give the children the facts about how we got here. You know, in fact, they picture people picking cotton and want us to believe that they were happy doing it. I picked some cotton, and I know better than that. And so I wrote a book for children to let them have the facts. Not something alarming or threatening, but just facts. And so I planned another one called 1619, and that's when the first slaves came to the American soil. You see, there was a slave ship that the pirates,
Yes.
the
Comfort, wasn't
yeah,
it?
the pirates took that ship and they got slaves from it, and they ended up around Virginia, and they didn't have any provisions, and they traded the slaves for the provisions in Virginia. In 1619 is when the first slaves came to America. And so these are the people who built that area up in Washington, D.C. and Maryland and Virginia. Some of the finest architecture you want to see was done by those slaves.
Yes.
So I want to write that book. In fact, I've got it in my computer. I just have to get it out like that one.
Yes, you just have to get it out.
And it will be a children's story too.
That's fantastic. And I really believe that it's going to be in all of the schools. It's time now for our educational system to highlight and embrace Black history.
Yeah.
I can think back in grade school. There wasn't a whole lot of Black history.
It's not even,
and not even in the
high
colleges.
School. That's true.
Yes.
But the independent school districts simply have not upgraded their textbooks to reflect what really happened.
Right.
And I don't know what they're afraid of. Facts are facts.
Facts are facts.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I have to agree with you. And I'm so happy that you have material that our Black children can now have in their homes, in the schools, all of these things, and you're leaving a legacy. Wow. And I'm just so happy and honored to sit here with you and to call you friend, my friend. You certainly have impacted my life in an amazing way. And to see your resilience. When I think about you, I have to get up in the morning, no matter how I feel. I'm saying, Miss Opal can do it. I know I can do it. I'm getting on. I'm going to hold fast to my vision. And I want to encourage those of you that are listening in, hold fast to your vision. There are people like this powerful woman. I want to say woman of God.
Yes,
you are a woman of God.
Yeah.
I mean, led by the Lord God Almighty, our Creator. And because you have that value, that virtue in you of the Holy Spirit, and knowing that you are a child of God, no doubt, it's giving you the energy and the power and the strength every day to get up in the morning to do so many things. And I want to encourage you to hold fast to your vision and your dreams and your goals. And when you don't feel like it, get on up anyhow. Go ahead and put that hand to the plow and get it done. It's time now to be activated and align yourself with people who are doing things positively, righteously, and who are rallying together and not routing, rowdy people and causing harm or damage or anything like that, but who are really purposeful and out there doing a righteous thing for our entire community and at large world. So I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you, Miss Opal Lee. I appreciate you. You're a beautiful, beautiful woman. I tell you what, you look nothing like 93. I don't know what 93 is supposed to look like. I've seen worse. I've seen so many people like woo! But you don't look nowhere near your age. But I'm so happy to have this privilege to interview you on today. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to get out of your space because I see your phone is ringing like off the hizzo. It's constantly. So if any one of you heard this phone ringing, it's only because this is a very busy woman. Again, she was on CNN and people, World News is calling her, ABC, everyone is calling Miss Opal Lee. She's the trailblazer. She's the one walked across America, got in the face of our presidents, our prior presidents, just to be able to get the job done when it comes to Juneteenth. That's June the 19th. And let's all of us celebrate. Every one of us, let's celebrate. You have a voice. Thank you for joining the Winner's Circle.
Real good, I feel brand new. I'm seeing brighter days, I got a handle. Every day I'm winning, might just do a dance too. The vibe in me done the rhyme, so the dance smooth. The Winner's Circle, focus so the vision fertile. All my people with me, sky's the limit, don't be jumping hurdles. Everything is whole now, nothing in a semicircle. Hit me on that phone line, welcome to the Winner's Circle, peace.